drops a strike in there with good movement on the off-speed pitch. Continuing to work the 1-1 count. That pitch is fouled back by the leadoff hitter for Weber. Van Haney in the 1-2. Pleasant Grove starting pitcher today. Pitch is line right to Wilson. The quick glove gets it up there, and there's the first out of the inning. Tice Abbott, the center fielder, coming up now for the Warriors. The left-hand hitter, wearing number 5. Haney with a quick start, 1-3. Pitch low in the strike zone. Count moves 1-0. Van Haney's played a couple games so far this season. He hasn't started in over a week, as there's a strike. He came in relief for Hudson Banks in the first game that Pleasant Grove had this season and had a good outing, as that pitch is fouled down the left field line out of play. 2-strike count. As Abbott stands in 1-2, 1 out. Pitch is fouled back. The catcher for Pleasant Grove today is Cale Dunn. He came in for a couple innings 2 days ago on Wednesday after Wolfgram hurt his shoulder. Wolfgram DHing today. He'll bat second in the bottom half of this inning. Did he go? He did not, holding back. The count moves 2-2. That's cheese. As that pitch is lined up the middle, Baxter, pillow hand, scoops it up, throws to first, in time. Henry gets the put out. And the second out of the inning for Pleasant. So the first baseman for Weber at the dish now, another lefty. On the back-to-back. A right-hand, left-hand matchup is advantageous for the hitter. And that's kind of what we saw in that second at-bat, the one that just ended. As Haney drops one in good movement. A strike for a second there and then fell off the bottom of the strike zone. Oh, that one's a strike at the bottom. Kept that one in there. 2-1 with 2 outs. Low and inside. Count moves to 3-1. And the 3-1 too low, so Van Haney with his first runner allowed and his first walk of today's game. First. Here, I'm joined here today with the little freshman boy. Yeah. That's what he said he wants to be known as.
From now I'm a senior, a little freshman boy.
Coming up now for the Warriors. I called them the Wildcats for 3/4 of a football game, and I'm going to try to avoid that today. But Mason Schmidt, the catcher, batting cleanup today. He's got a runner on first. Oh, they'll check on the runner, and he got back in time. So the back pick attempt by Dunn, something we saw Wolfgram execute successfully a couple times last season. We haven't seen a ton of it so far this year for Pleasant Grove, but turn to it here. That pitch was called a strike as well. And they'll check on the runner in the more conventional way here. Henry bounces to keep that one from going over his head. So Schmidt is just seeing pitch so far. They'll check on the runner again. Back in play. It's a little harder for Van Haney to get these guys at first because he's facing away from them. As there's a little wave and a miss, they'll check on him again. And so Dax having to do a little bit of dancing right there and come up with ways to keep himself in. Haney's 0-2 outside. 1-2. And the 1-2. Line to short. Baxter grabs it. He's going to take the easy out a second, and he gets it. So the 6-4 put out to end the inning. Pleasant Grove heads into the bottom of the first. Coming up for them in the bottom half of this inning, Jacob Baxter, the shortstop, will lead off to a Wolfgram DH, will be second RJ Wilson. He's playing third today and batting third. Gabe McCoy in center. Batting cleanup. Drew Smith playing second. We just saw him get that put out. He was batting fifth. Slater Scow coming behind him in right field. Mason Henry has been playing will be seventh guy on the mound, batting eighth. And Brock Robinson will be in left field, and he's batting ninth today. Cale Dunn, the designated defender, and he is behind the plate. So Pleasant Grove is going to be facing Gage Clark on the opposite mound as he is warming up for the Warriors right now. Schmidt, the last batter in that inning, so he's got a little bit of a warm-up catcher right now before they bring him in. So in that first inning, Van Haney faced 4 batters, no hits allowed, 1 walk, no strikeouts. A pretty clean inning for him besides just kind of working around that walk. On the season, Van Haney has gone 9 2/3 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 3 walks. He's hit 2 guys, struck out 14, and he has 2 earned runs. He's 1-1 with 1 save on the year. So a 1.034 whip and a 1.5 ERA, 200 batting average against for Van Haney. The first guy that you'll see coming up for Pleasant Grove is Jacob Baxter. On the season, he's batting .316 with a .391 OBP and a .421 slug. And he is 6-19 on the year. Baxter's also excelled at just kind of finding ways on base. Walked twice, been hit by a pitch once, and reached on 2 errors. He is also one of 3 Vikings with a triple this year. The other 2, Gabe McCoy and Drew Smith. He'll lead off this inning. His first time leading off this year outside of that St. George tournament. First pitch to Baxter is high and tight from Clark. Pleasant Grove's offense is off. And the 1-0 to J-Bax is in the strike zone, strike 1. But a little less predictive today.
Oh, I forgot about that, not gonna lie. Forgot how predictive I was last game.
Baxter.
Ball right here.
Baxter calls. So Baxter is grounded. Scooped up, throw to first in time. Garrett Hill to Dex Chess. On the ground for Baxter. Ends his first at bat of today's game. Right for Wolfgram. Amazing season so far. He hit a home run at St. George. And on the season, batting just a low 158, but with a 308 on base percentage. A 421 slug. And a almost 20% walk rate for Wolfgram. His first plate appearance in today's game. The 0-1 is taken high. The 1-1 count. was this bottom of the first inning where they took an early lead on Wednesday, and then they did not score another run. That curveball drops in there for strike 2. They did not score another run after the bottom of the first and surrendered 3 in the top of the 7th, the final frame, and fell to Fremont 3-1. A loss that Coach Henry put entirely on himself. 1-2, hits the dirt, 2-2. He was saying that he did not prepare his players the way he should have, and I think there was a little bit of that mixed with, you know, maybe leaving Hudson Banks in for just a second too long. But in the players' huddle before the game, they talked about not losing here again this season. That this home field is going to be where Pleasant Grove succeeds, and as Wolfgram allows that back to stay alive. It's going to be at-bats like these that really aid that effort. Stay alive. Wolfgram's got the 2-2. Clark delivers. Wolfgram fouls it back and out of play. That was a strong pop off his bat, excuse me. Got a lot of power in there. Where do you think he goes here?
Ball.
The 2-2 after Wolfgram's worked him a little bit. Going ball.
Yep. Oh.
And he fouls it right back to you. I think he had a little bit.
He liked that either.
Took a little bit of exception to that.
Real.
Pitch was a little high. Wolfgram had to rise to get it, but caught a piece of it. We'll see it. Pitch.
Hopefully, it's gonna be a ball. But hopefully, he doesn't take it out on me this time.
2-2 is grounded to third, scooped up, and the throw to first. Not in time. It goes high. Wolfgram takes a long run down the right field line. He's just going to stay at first. A throwing error by the first baseman, Ashton Bennett. Maybe it's Bennett. I can't really, Burnett maybe? I can't read the handwriting very well.
Let me help you, buddy.
Is it Burnett? Bennett? Bennett?
It's...
I'm going to go.
Yeah, it's Burnett.
I think it's Burnett.
I think
Ashton
it is
Burnett.
Burnett.
It's the throw. Okay, so that puts Wolfgram on first.
Getting caught up in a pickle.
Got caught in the pickoff again. We saw that happen against Fremont. Ball's dropped by the first baseman. Wolfgram still dancing between them. He took a dive to first. They got him. But Wolfgram can't get out of this one like he did last time. And he'll head back to the dugout.
I was gonna say, like, last game he had the same thing, but shut it off that time.
They worked a little bit of magic last time out, but I think one of the reasons is the umpires are going to go to the mound. If you're Weber, that's probably not the guy you want to have putting his body on the line. He's done a very, very good season in that spot. As I'm trying to get 300 batting average, 375 OBP. He's done a less than 8% K percent. A lot, but that's only 5 strikeouts on the season. I think one of the reasons moving back is just to get a little bit of different looks for the pitcher, because you have, when he was in the leadoff spot, you had a lefty and then a lot of righties in a row. And now with Wilson in the 3 spot, you have 2 righties and then a lefty to kind of mix up the lineup, bring it a little harder to bring in a right-handed reliever maybe later in the game as Wilson takes strike one. So Wolfgram loves to be aggressive, but those base running mistakes are something he's going to have to cut down on. He got out of one last time, but this time not so lucky. The 1-1 is high, 2-1. Pleasant Grove's dugout very happy with that take from RJ. We had a little bit of a late start today, 4 p.m. Usually Pleasant Grove starts its games about 3:30. That's where the rest of their games this season will be. Wilson grounds that to first. And it's not fielded cleanly. He's going to reach on the single. Gives a little tease about going to second, and another mistake with the glove. So not pinned as an error. But pretty close. About as close as you can get.
I mean, any way they can get on first, they'll take it.
Yeah, hopefully Wilson can be on there for a little longer than Wolfgram. McCoy is going to get a chance to drive him in here at the dish. Wilson moves off second. Below his back. On deck, Drew Smith, a man we've typically seen him closer to the top of the lineup. He's batting fifth today. And the 0-1 to McCoy. They'll check Wilson at first. He's back in time, and a tough catch had to be made there by Dax. Wilson with a shot. The 0-1 McCoy goes inside. Pleasant Grove played on about earlier, lost to Fremont 3-1. Took a day off, probably enjoyed a little bit of MLB opening day, and now they're back here on Friday facing another team from the North, Weber. The 1-1. Cut on and missed by McCoy. He liked what he saw, but that was a pitch that never dropped like I think he thought it was going to. Just stayed high. And now a 1-2 count with 2 outs. The 1-2, way inside.
Looked like it was about to hit him.
He's had a couple that have been really close. Done a good job of just staying in the box. If it hits you, you take your free base. So count walked up to 2s now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
Way outside.
Clark. Now it's a full count. That releases the runner from first. Or it should. Weaver's going to keep holding him on. And they'll check on him at first. Another one that Chess has to just kind of block with his body. But ultimately it works for him. So Clark looks in now. Full count is foul. Piece of it, and he'll stay alive. Good piece of hitting to live another pitch. So we'll do the full count one more time. Wilson did take off running with a full count, 2 outs. If he steals the base and McCoy walks, then he'd be at second. If McCoy strikes out, then no, he did not. So Gabe McCoy takes his free base. And that gives Pleasant Grove their third base his game. Drew Smith, the guy who's been very, very good in these situations. With a runner in scoring position, would love a knock here.
Something that I'm already noting in the game is there's way more contact the last game there was very little contact towards the first few innings, but this game they're just taking off with all the contact.
Yeah, and being willing to not make contact is okay as long as you're getting walks, but Pleasant Grove didn't get walked a ton last time against Fremont. That's a great point with they have been making a lot more contact, and that's a good sign of things to come for Pleasant Grove. As the 1-0 is fouled back by Drew. Made my heart skip a beat, maybe. Got a little excited. Sounded good off the bat. The 1-1 with 2 outs. Clark working to work himself out of a jam. Man behind the plate with him is Mason. It's the battery today, Schmidt and Clark. And the 1-1 is in the dirt, and that's going to allow the runners to advance a base. On the pass ball, wild pitch. Let it get scored. And so now there's 2 runners in scoring position for Smith, but so it's Clark and Schmidt, the battery for the Warriors, and Dunn and Van Haney, the battery for Pleasant Grove. So the 2-1 to Smith is low and outside, so now he's up 3-1. We'll see if Coach Henry will green light him. Or if he'll have a take pitch here. Slater Scow is on deck. First, the 3-1. It gets to third, and the throw in time. So Clark works himself in and out of trouble, avoiding 2 runners in scoring position as Drew Smith to end the first inning. We'll be back with the top of the second here. As we welcome you back to the Vikings field, it's 0-0 here. He takes them out for his second inning after having set he's used to in between those innings. As that pitch is fouled quickly back. I don't think there.
You flinched? For sure.
That pitch was coming straight towards us, but he's second. It's just so deceitful with that movement there. Caden Lind strikes her out. It's the old game. Down goes Lindholm. And he gets his first strikeout of today's game. That brings up batter face. And Van Haney deals from the second. Smith camps behind it, makes the throw to Henry. Second out of the inning. Working it so far here. As big 3. It's Ridge Torman, the DH. So you won't see him anywhere, but as strike 1 to him. So far with to be all tied up at ones. The 2-0 is fouled back. That one got a couple coaches to flinch, and rightfully so. 3-4 on the season, identical record to Pleasant Grove. They're on a 2-game win streak, though, as Pleasant Grove is 4-game. Dirt. Roll made to first, so the second. And of for Pleasant Grove. Had to say about Weber's season. So let's stay here, as last time out on Thursday, days ago, not yesterday, but game 18. So far, only facing one guy more than the. But what you can notice from that number 2 is the 6 loud. So that changes their ability to maybe be a little not slower, but pitching, a little bit of a pitching. It was now who got the win for the last game, despite only going 2/3, 4 hits and 4 runs, and 2 strikeouts. He got so 0 ERA. For me, when you look at that Weber game, is Reese, first base today. Yeah, Reese. I've been saying the wrong name, excuse me. But Reese went 2 for 2. And then Abbott went 5 for 6. Abbott today is batting second and playing in center. So a very, very good offensive team for the Warriors. But Pleasant Grove looking to kind of change the narrative today and make a bad offensive team by shutting them down on the pitching side. But right now it's Slater Scow at the dish, as Clark drops a strike inside. Slater Scow is going to let a big hack outside of the box. Mason Henry, another righty on deck. Scow grounds that to third. One hop. Throw to first in time, so Scow goes down swinging and putting the ball in play. And that's Mason Henry, who's had maybe the best season so far hitting-wise for Pleasant Grove. He's batting .500. He's 5'10", with a 4.71 900 slug. That's led a lot by that home run he hit down in St. George. But talented player, and that one's way high and way tight. As Hunter ducks and gets out of the way. I think your reaction was to encapsulate how you might have felt. Whoa. Henry fouls that one off the umpire's left foot. 1-1. Van Haney, another right-hander, something that Pleasant Grove is so loaded with. As our most at this level. A lot of righties. Here's the 1-1. Hits the dirt. So a 2-1 count. Henry, his nickname is Hawk in the dugout. He swings and misses with that one. That was a healthy swing. And the 2-2 is inside. Count moves full. Something close. He's done a good job with it, but might be something to watch. He might have a couple run too far inside. And takes his base, something he's been so good at all season. Great numbers are taking those ones, including that one that he just took. I mean, my words. He's like, no, has two. He's also done a good job finding ways to get on base. Hit by pitches and, you know, such. So Van Haney now in the box, takes ball one. Henry stands on first. Small lead. Now the one Van Haney delivered by Clark. He's gets to third. A fielding error will make it so he can't get Mason at second base, but he gets the out at first base, so Van Haney grounds out. 5-3. We'll have the opportunity. Looked like it might be a 5-4-3. Instead, just the one out taken, and Pleasant Grove's totally okay with that as it moves a runner into scoring position for Brock Robinson. Brock's first plate appearance today, and a pitch that goes above his head. He's batting ninth today, so the lineup will turn back over to Baxter if he gets on. Or we'll have to wait until the bottom of the third. And the 1-0 to Robinson is grounded weakly back to the pitcher. He's going to grab it, flip it to first, and that's going to do it for the second inning. It's Pleasant Grove nothing, Weaver nothing. We'll step away. So heading to the top of the third, Zane, I know you had a message you want to deliver to someone very special in your life.
Oh yeah, for sure. Got special wording from one of my tiny little freshman friends who's 5'4". I had to give him a little special shout out because he helped me with my math homework. But in other words, his brother's there. One of your friends.
My boy Peyton Van Haney to strike in there. My boy Peyton. Big P.
He scares me.
Van Haney not scary with that pitch as that one goes outside. Take all the way.
Peyton's a scary dude. You get to know him, it's increasingly more scarier.
He's a big teddy bear. There's strike two in there for Van Haney. And swing and a miss. Strike three. And that does it. A quick at bat for Easton Barker, and that brings up Rodair. The third strikeout of the day for Van Haney in his third inning of work. That pitch hit foul. The 0-1. Started towards the batter, but then came back in. Taken for a ball. The 1-1. Grounded to second. It's going to be Smith that grabs it to throw to Henry in time to get the second batter of the third inning. And now we'll turn the lineup over. We'll see our first guy for the second time, as it's Tice Abbott, or excuse me, that was Ashton Burnett. That was the second time we've seen him. So this is Tice Abbott. And with 2 outs here in the top of the third, he comes in. Cut on a miss. The pitch that Van Haney has used so effectively today is that inside, what kind of looks a little bit like a cutter. As the 0-1 goes outside, 1-1. So the 1-1 is skied foul and out of play into the Pleasant Grove bullpen. Henry Smith and I'm trying to catch who the last guy is. It was Henry Smith and Scow who all gave it a good run. With the 1-2. As Van Haney looks in. The throw. Offline. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Van Haney going to finish a quick inning. First, he's got to deliver on this pitch, and he goes outside. He's been yanking that slider a little bit farther than he wants to. It's a pitch that he wants to start a little farther in on, but then you run the risk of having it get away from you. And that pitch fouled down the left field line. It was hammered. And Weber sent Rodart all the way to left field, basically, to go fetch that ball. So the full count. Van Haney's payoff pitch is high and outside, so he walks his second batter of today's game. And that brings up Dax Ches.
Sorry, I'm going to go off topic, but going back to that shout out, I messed up little tiny freshman's height, so I got to fix it so he can stop yapping. He says he's 5'6" to 5'7". He's like 5'5".
5'5", 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah, 5'5". So I just want him to stop yapping.
Now pitch grounded to Smith. Smith, pillow hands. Gobbles it up, throws it to Henry for the third out of this inning. So Van Haney works around a 2-out walk through 3. Very, very good performance for Van Haney. That's something you'll see from Pleasant Grove a lot, are these pitching performances that are just absolutely stellar with Spencer, Connolly, Banks, Van Haney, all in that, in that pitching room. You're going to have a lot of really good performances day after day after day.
Yeah.
So Pleasant Grove baseball is back in action on Tuesday at 3:30. They travel up north to Harriman. It is spring break, and we have a couple PGSN guys going out of town, so we will not have any broadcasts for you guys next week. But the team plays Tuesday and Wednesday, once up in Harriman and then once back here at Bingham on Wednesday. Both games start at 3:30. The Harriman game is on Tuesday. Pleasant Grove Sports Network will be back in action with the baseball team.
That got you flinching.
That did get me jumping. I don't know if you guys saw that pitch get away from him, but we will be back in action on the Tuesday after spring break. So that would be April 9th as Pleasant Grove plays their first region game and takes on the Westlake Thunder. They'll be here in Pleasant Grove for that game. Back to the Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday series that we usually see between these two teams. Or I guess once you get to region play for Pleasant Grove. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll have coverage for you every single game starting April 9th as Vikings start here, then travel to Westlake, then come back here on Friday to round out that series. Jacob Baxter, the leadoff hitter for Pleasant Grove here in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the top of the order, so Baxter, Wolfgram, and Wilson. here in the bottom of the third. Opening pitch to Baxter. One hop to third, fielded cleanly, throw to first, in time to get the speedy Baxter. So Baxter with his second ground out of today's game. That was a close play. Baxter really hustled down the line to make that a close play. Wolfgram comes up after reaching on an error and then getting picked off his first time up. A little bit of chaotic sequence. It was a throwing error that got him to reach. And the first pitch to him hits him. And he is not happy with that. Most players aren't after they get hit, but he's probably pretty happy to be standing back on first base after the base running error. RJ could not get the bat weight off of his bat. He had to slam that on the ground. He's going to try and slam a pitch here in his second at-bat of today's game. First one, he singled under the glove of the first baseman. And with Wolfgram on first, hopefully for Wilson, Wolfgram will stay on first this time. As the only lefty in Pleasant Grove's lineup, faces Clark. He takes a pitch high, 1-0. Wolfgram took a big lead, but got back in time and no throw attempt was made to first. Gabe McCoy on deck. They'll check on Wolfgram at first. He's back in plenty of time. He might be a little hesitant to run now after these last two games. Not wanting to get himself into trouble and hurt the team. I'll check on him again. Once again, he's back in plenty of time with that left foot. And the 1-0. Fouled. Grounded foul. As the count moves 1-1. Wolfgram taking shorter leads than usual off the first base bag. So the 1-1 count coming in from Clark. Wilson ready to receive. The kick, the pitch is skied into shallow right field. Coming on and making the catch for the Warriors in very shallow right field is Lindholm. As he gets the second out of this third inning, and that brings up Gabe McCoy with the runner on first. So Wilson with strong contact. But couldn't get it to drop anywhere. So the 2-out pitch is high and outside.
I'm really surprised GK hasn't come over here yet and tried to take my seat.
He'll be here in a little bit. He said, what, fifth inning he'll guess?
Yeah, fifth inning.
I feel like that might be his inning this year that you guys will get to hear from GK Jarrett. He's the guy in the dugout throughout the entire game, so we'll see if he has some insights from the things he's heard through the grapevine. But I'm sure he'll take your seat then, don't you worry.
Yep. Let's see if he remembers, though. That's going to be the big thing. Let's see if he remembers.
Remembers to come over?
He'll probably come over in the next, 5 minutes.
Maybe.
No, it's GK. Checked him on first. Safe.
That time he had to, getting a little closer, he had to dive in there. So the 1-0. McCoy ready to receive. And that pitch goes above his head. Wolfgram's going to take second on the wild pitch. Something we've seen Clark struggle with a little bit today. We talked about how he goes super tight, and sometimes when they get away from you, it's one of the worst pitches that you can let come out of your hand, not just because of what it could do to a batter, but what it can do for anybody on base. So Clark ready to send the 2-0 over. As that one gets in for a strike. Wolfgram takes huge leads after these pitches are thrown. With 2 outs, it's obviously less dangerous, but you know, in a 1-out situation, if you line it right to the second baseman, he can probably get back to second before Wolfgram does and double him up. Again, with 2 outs, that doesn't matter, but the 2-1 to McCoy is in the dirt, 3-1. Wolfgram heads back to second after a good block by the catcher. Schmidt. So now a 3-1. Drew Smith on deck. The 3-1 to McCoy. Wolfgram goes. Swipes third. And first. On the walk, Vikings get 2 runners to advance. That's McCoy's second walk of the day today. And Wolfgram gets a successful stolen base. No throw attempt even made. So Drew Smith now with a runner on third. Weber will have a coach come out to talk to Clark and how they want to approach this at-bat. This is a big one here early. We've seen Pleasant Grove and how dominant they are on the mound. Against Fremont on Wednesday, it looked like 1 run was going to be all they needed.
Yeah.
And we'll see if, obviously you're looking for ways to score anytime and always, but for Pleasant Grove, you might just need 1 or 2 runs before you're in a good spot to go out and win a game. Especially, I mean, you've got Van Haney, you've got Connolly who can come in behind him. They could bring in Mason Henry behind him. Even Wilson pitches a little bit. One big name that I haven't seen, that we haven't seen so far this season, Mason Davis could come in, Nash Clement. You know, you've got a full bullpen. Even Wolfgram's done a little bit of pitching in his time. This is a very talented Viking bullpen. The only pitchers we've seen this season are R.J. Wilson, Keaton Nordick, Van Haney, who's on the mound for Pleasant Grove today, Banks, Henry, Spencer, and Connolly. Any one of those guys but Banks could theoretically come in today to try and lock down a game. Smith grounds it to short. The pick, backhand won't be grabbed, and Smith is going to be safe at first, and the Vikings are going to score their first run. This infield single by Drew Smith scores Wolfgram, who has his first run of the game. Smith with his first RBI in a couple games. And the Vikings take a 1-0 lead. Smith left 2 on base in the first inning.
We've seen a good amount of that from Weber this game, though, just not being able to pick it up with their glove. It's caused made a lot of the players for Vikings just get on base.
Yeah, again, that's all Pleasant Grove is looking to do, is just get guys on base, kind of keep people on the base paths and wreak havoc. It's another thing. We've seen Clark get a little wild today. If he does get wild here, you put 2 runners in scoring position with a very, very good Slater Scow on deck. So it'll be interesting to see if he stays away from that breaking ball to try and keep anything out of the dirt. I mean, if you're Scow, you have to think fastball for the majority of this at-bat.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0. They go in the dirt. Not intentionally, well, maybe intentionally. It looked like a little bit of a breaking ball. It came down. But it looks like Weber might get ready to go to the bullpen. I think they're sending someone out there right now. Maybe just precautionary in case this bottom of the third gets ugly. But first, Scow. The 2-0, he swings. Short, it's going to be cut off. The throw to first is in time, and that does it here in the third inning. Vikings strand 2 runners on base as Scow grounds out to end it. We'll step away as we head into the top of the 4th. As we head into the top of the 4th inning, Van Haney coming back out. He's done some good work so far, facing Mason Schmidt. This is not Mason Schmidt. This is Dex. 1-0. Cut on a miss. That was a healthy swing and a great pitch. Van Haney, 2 walks on the day, 3 strikeouts. That's all against him. Keeps pitching like that. What a wonderful curveball.
That was an amazing curveball.
Good top to bottom movement. Strike 3. Cale Dunn knew it before it hit his glove. You could even say Cale Dunn done it.
Okay, okay, buddy.
As Van Haney with his 4th strikeout of the day. This brings up Mason Schmidt. As we talked about earlier, how Weber might have someone in the bullpen. It's still empty. That was behind him. But yeah, as you mentioned, Schmidt showed bunt.
He wanted it.
He's just happy he got out of the way. Battled the 1-0 from Van Haney. There's a strike and a healthy swing. Schmidt's helmet rolls down a little bit.
I wonder how many bunts we're going to see throughout the game.
Yeah, we've seen Pleasant Grove be willing to bunt a lot throughout the season. Van Haney's working quick here, the 1-1. God, on missed, and for good reason.
I mean, last game, did we see any bunts? I don't think we saw any bunts.
I think we saw Baxter lay one down early in the game. Schmidt calls time. Van Haney wants to work real quick. He's getting the ball, and he's getting ready to throw it right back. And Schmidt is not having how fast he wants to work. 1-2. Doesn't cross the plate in the strike zone. Really, really good pitch, though. When you want to throw a slider to a righty, that's where you want to throw it. He'll get a swing and a miss a lot. Van Haney continues to work fast as that one goes outside, and he's in a full count now. 3-2 with 1 out. God, on a missed high fastball. Van Haney is dealing on the mound today. One of the best pitching performances we've seen from a Viking all season. And again, Van Haney really quick. He just wants to keep it going. There's strike 1. It's Caden Lind.
Called for a ball.
So Van Haney is in a rhythm. Drops in for a ball. Really, really good on everything today. And his fastball has had a zip to it. He's produced a lot of swings and misses. 1-2. There's another one. 1-2-3 inning for Van Haney as he gets 3 strikeouts every round. And that does it for a very, very quick top of the 4th. Man, Van Haney is giving himself a day. The last time we saw him, a long time ago, as he took most of the tournament off. He started against Coronado, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He hit 2 guys. Loss for that game. Much better performance today. His strikeout number, and then working very efficiently. Through 5 innings last time, he faced 24 batters. Through 4 this time, he's only faced 14. The only damage that's been done against him, the only players, who have taken that number above the minimum of what it could be 12 are just 2 walks. For Pleasant Grove, a guy who's taken a lot of walks. Coming up now, it's Mason. Second at bat, he took a walk his first time up. And I think it'd be fun. And Haney himself coming up behind him, and then Brock, the 9-hole hitter, also scheduled to appear this inning. A 1-0 lead, Mason Henry swings and drills it between the shortstop third base hole, and there is a leadoff single on one pitch for Mason Henry. And Pleasant Grove is starting to, you have to feel like they got a little bit of momentum on their side. You know, last time against Fremont, it kind of felt like they started the game with a lot of momentum, both on the mound and at the plate. And both teams did a whole lot of nothing. And by nothing, I mean for the next 5.5 innings, and then Pleasant Grove allowed 3 in the top of the 7th. And we're going to see a pinch runner, so Rex Harward will stand in for Mason Henry. Does not mean Mason's dead. This is a time you might see a bunt. Try and move the runner to second with just one out. The guy this fast. Yeah, the Warriors have a question.
I don't know how much it's going to get brought up, but, like, again, like what I've said in the first inning, I think it was, like, there's just been a lot more contact than what we saw from last game.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, even just putting it in play, you talked about the mistakes that Weaver's made with their glove, too.
Yeah.
That's just putting it in play has caused that. Usually you don't see teams with a BABIP this high that's batting average on balls in play, and we do see that bunt. Van Haney fouls it back. We'll see if they have him bunt one more time or if they let him swing here. So knowing, I guess not necessarily knowing, but now that you've seen him square up for a bunt once, as a pitcher, that's got to change your mindset, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It depends, I guess, but it's definitely going to make him change how he's going to want to throw it.
I mean, you feel like you want to have him put it in play, and you want to make a play. You want to try and get that double play, catch it, and they're going to check on Harward at first. He's safe. You want him to pop up that bunt. That's your ultimate goal. Pop it up and try and double up the runner at first, especially if it's a hit and run type situation.
Yeah.
As we mentioned earlier, Robinson on deck. The 0-1, low and inside. That time Van Haney didn't square up. We'll see if that changes how his approach here in the 1-1. I think he'll be given a light to swing now. We'll see. Clark delivers the 1-1. He's not showing bunt if he's thinking about it. He's taken 2 good pitches, 2-1.
I think he just wants to try to nail it. He wants to get it out of here.
I mean, you obviously want to do your best to advance the runner is kind of your first goal, but if you yourself can get on base, maybe hit a double, you can try and bring that runner in. Van Haney grounds one to second, short, flip to second in time. He'll reach first in plenty of time, but the 6-4-3 fielder's choice, or just the 6-4, I guess. The 6-4 fielder's choice gets Harward out, and Van Haney now the runner on first. So that brings up Brock Robinson before the lineup turns over to Jacob Baxter. He grounded out his first time up. So the 1 out. Batter is Robinson. It's Van Haney on first, and they pinch ran for him as well. So Van Haney came out. Now it's Keaton Nordick who's standing on the base paths. So back-to-back pinch runners used for Pleasant Grove. They brought in Rex Harward. He got out on the fielder's choice. And now it's Keaton Nordick at first. They'll check on him. He's back in time. So now you probably won't see Robinson bunt here.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. Brock with the 1-0. Ready to receive. Clark deals. Brock swings and misses. Strike number 1. So a 1-1 count now. Robinson, he's playing left field defensively and batting ninth. He did not play against Fremont. Nordic goes, and he is safe. Stolen base. And the softball just landed. Colorado, a college in Colorado and Snow College are playing the softball field right next to us. That pitch was called a strike. Robinson took it, but Nordic gets his stolen base. Now you could see him bunt, moving the runner to third for Baxter. We'll see. Instead, he swings foul. He got out of the box, and he got out of the box quick. Robinson jogs back to the batter's box. Clark has had a pretty good day so far, too. He's had a lot of traffic on the base paths, but he's done a good job managing it and keeping Pleasant Grove from scoring runs. Just a 1 so far. Baxter on deck. Robinson at the plate, Nordic at second. Clark kicks, deals, inside. Nordic already with a stolen base this at-bat. Clark looks in. Gets the sign. Now deals. Robinson swings and misses. That pitch goes up the middle. They're sending Nordic home. Robinson's going to round first. Now he'll head back. That's the second run scored. Keaton Nordic comes in as Brock Robinson with the RBI single. Right back up the middle, gives Pleasant Grove a 2-0 lead.
What an amazing hit to have a runner come home. That was just right down the middle.
Yeah, Robinson's second RBI on the season. And Nordic goes from first to home in just 1 at-bat, steals second, and then comes home on a single to center field. And now that pitch in the dirt, Robinson's going to head back to first. He had a chance. He could have gone to second. So Jacob Baxter up with 1 out. The shortstop on the season, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, and 6 for 21 overall. And they're going to come check on Clark. Nobody's in the bullpen. And now out comes a guy. That's pretty unconventional. Switching pitchers in the middle of an at-bat. They let him throw 1 pitch to Baxter. They let him throw 1 pitch to Baxter and then switch the pitcher. You don't see guys that often. Usually it signifies an injury. Yeah, hopefully Clark is not injured. But Weaver switches the pitching assignment. The new pitcher, a right-hander. Barker, he's a junior, 5'8", 140 pounds. And Barker's first assignment is Baxter. Baxter, who's going to 1-0 count. He's going to time him up. turned completely out of the game. He was not hitting at all. And neither was, or Barker was playing short. So Barker was removed from the game defensively that inning. Now it's Jarrett Hill playing. And Hill was playing second, so he was playing right around the Rosies. Now Easton Pratt is at second, and he is the new warrior in the game. So Robinson at first, Baxter at pitch. The first pitch from Barker is hammered into left center field. And camping under it and making the catch for the Warriors is, Tice Abbott. So Baxter gave that one a ride. I think he's plenty okay with the contact that he just got, but couldn't get it to drop how he wanted it to. And that brings up to a Wolfgram.
It'll be interesting to see if the new Weber pitcher can make a difference for their team, or if it's just gonna.
Yeah, he was pounced on really early. The first pitch, Baxter went after him and made solid contact. We'll see what Wolfgram can do here with 2 outs. Pitch inside for a strike. Wolfgram not happy with the call. He's got tape on his left arm near his shoulder. Robinson goes. Wolfgram hit for the second time. So, not a very fun day for Wolfgram at the dish. Reached on an error, and then he's been hit twice.
We saw a lot of that last game, too. Again, players' names.
It was RJ.
Yeah. He kept getting hit.
Yeah, Wilson got hit twice. You guys do it, so it's my turn. But now, once you say their name, they appear. I think we might have to say it 3 times, but just doing it once worked. Wilson at the dish now. And he swings, swings, makes contact. Second base, throws it on to first. So a quick impact made by the Weber defensive change, and Grove gets out of a couple guys. And we will head to the 5th inning. We'll stay here, though, at Pleasant Grove. Working with a 2-0 lead, Van Haney comes out for his 5th inning of work. 5 innings is where he went against Coronado. And so Wilson grounds out to end the inning. Leaves 2 guys on base. He's 1 for 3 today. So now we're joined by the Honorable G.K. Jared.
Yes, I'm back. Well, this is loud today. Louder today.
So why is Van Haney not pitching anymore?
I can tell you. I couldn't tell you.
His final line, 4 innings, 14 batters faced, no hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And his day is over after 4.
What do you want me to say? Sign the contract.
I think you have to deliver the message now. You're not through.
No.
No. He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't deserve it. He's over there, this right in the nose.
Big 2-5, big 1-3. Okay, if you do that again. It's going to be your head getting clapped in those things. Right. But Mason Henry in lead, who I honestly have no clue why he was pulled.
I don't know.
He went 4 innings, looked good as ever. Only faced 14 batters, so he was not up there in pitch count. And even if he was, Pleasant Grove has a couple days off until Tuesday, so he'd be okay. Even if he reached the limit of 110 pitches, he was nowhere close. But Mason Henry in now, and he's going to try to defend the effort. As coming in is Jarrett Hill. Steps in. Close. Jarrett.
Oh, Jarrett.
2 T's.
TT. Yeah.
So
Mason Henry up here.
His first pitch. One.
Got him. One.
On the season, Mason Henry, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's had a 2 earned runs. So this season working with a 1 flat whip, 3 K to walk, strikeout to walk ratio, and a 2 flat ERA. A lot of flat numbers for him.
There's a ball.
So there's nothing you heard in the dugout that signifies why Van Haney was pulled?
No.
The 2-1 from Henry is smacked into left center field, and that's going to drop the first hit of the game for Weber. And
He's
Bennett turns, he's going to second, and he'll get there in time. As
safe.
a leadoff single, and advancing to second is Bennett. So there goes the no-hitter. Hadn't talked about it yet, but there was a no-hitter.
There was a no-hitter, but
no longer. Pleasant Grove probably just still happy they're scoreless. Probably still okay with that.
Can we talk about Shiver Me Timbers? No.
How much did Hudson pay you to say that?
No. Did you not hear him? He said it in there.
No, I did not.
Yeah, he said it in there.
Henry deals. Guide. I lost it. Went foul, though.
That went to Snow College.
Watch out for your card. It went the other way. Snow College.
Yeah, that is true. My bad.
Snow College is also playing on the field still. So the 0-1. Henry with a runner on second. Nobody out here in this 5th inning. Pitch grounded to second. Smith will field. The throw to first is in time. Henry's going to step on the back. Jaron Spencer, the new first baseman, as Henry moves from first to the mound.
Runner on third.
Yeah, Bennett did advance. I'm just perplexed why they pulled Van Haney.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, you feel like you left Banks in there to kind of dry a little. Yeah.
Oh,
there's another softball.
But maybe they're going for a different approach today.
Who told you that, GK?
No, no one. No one. I'm just saying.
Hudson
threw a lot of pitches. He threw about 104, I believe.
Yeah, Henry's first pitch was low, ball 1. I don't disagree with the philosophy. Obviously, you're in, preseason play, as Pleasant Grove calls it, and you're just trying to figure out what you want to do later in the year. Is that pitch skied? It's going to stay in the infield. Baxter calls for it, camps under it, and makes the catch. Runner stays at third.
I think this will be a smart move. Smart move.
Yeah, I'm just confused because you're not really preserving Van Haney's arm. He'd be able to pitch on Tuesday regardless.
Yes.
I mean, you are preserving it by making him throw less pitches in general, but there's strike 1. Just feel like he's doing so well, you kind of just want to ride that wave until. There's strike 2. 0-2. So 0-2 with 2 outs. Henry deals. Somebody called time somewhere. It was Weber. It was Aiden Rodart who called time, but he stayed in the box. He's the 9-hole hitter for the Warriors. The 0-2 is fouled down the right field line. And no play.
You guys went to McDonald's without me.
I invited you.
No, not to McDonald's.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I said, do you want to go get food? And you said, no, I have no money.
But if it was McDonald's, I'd probably just...
Henry's 0-2.
Yeah, my bad.
No, I'm
sorry.
just trying to start a conversation.
I got distracted.
0-2, 2 outs. Henry going to finish up his first inning of work. Goes outside.
These Weber fans.
They showed out for a
They
school
showed out.
that's,
Far away, they showed out.
yeah. Warriors, 1-2 in the dirt. Runner stays. Good block by the catcher, Dunn. So you're staying on for the bottom of the fifth?
Yes.
Okay. Two, Henry. Eye in sight, count moves full, payoff pitch coming in.
I think every home game I should come on 5th inning.
Watch every home game.
I don't know.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
See GK every 5th inning, full count. And a good take. Henry is not happy. He thought that was strike 3. Wasn't given to him his first walk today. And now the lineup turns over. He's going to face the top of it. And that brings up Ashton Burnett. So we can't really see for the dugout from here. Did Mason go, you have to assume he did, go warm up while Pleasant Grove was hitting?
I honestly, I didn't see him. I didn't see him to warm me up.
I doubt he came in cold, but.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him warm me up.
My mind is speculating. Maybe, Van Haney could have, walked off the field after the bottom half of the inning and said, hey, my arm hurts. And that could have been the reason for the new pitcher. But
Yeah.
runners on the corners now for Weber. Maybe we'll get you to ask.
Yeah, I'll get to ask.
We'll get the GK Jared intel, the top of the 6th. There's strike 1. So the umpire today giving a lot of the outside part of the plate, and that's where we've seen a lot of pitchers go. Both Van Haney, Henry, Clark.
This is going to be loud. I'll turn back.
And we've also seen Barker go there. And Henry will check on the runner at first. So the 1-1. It's Burnett at the plate. The senior working against the sophomore. Henry delivers. Ball 2. Moves to him. You got your pictures, GK?
Yeah. Nice. Got to switch out my battery now.
So a 2-1 for Henry. It's Bennett at third. Roder at first. Swing and a miss. They'll check on the runner at first. Just barely in time. That is it's a little risky to do. Because if Spencer isn't paying attention and doesn't grab it or the throw just gets away, you have a run score. But you also have the upside of ending the inning there.
2-2.
Foul back. Out of play. You ever scared for your car when they foul it back there?
I once parked over here right by the school, but now I've parked farther.
You parked farther away?
Yeah, I parked farther away.
Did it get hit when you parked closer?
No. I thought about it. After St. George hitting cars, I've gone scared.
Pitch grounded up the middle. Smith fields, throw it to second for the easy out, and that does it. Mason Henry works around a little bit of trouble, faces 5 guys, 1 hit, 1 walk. No errors, but Weber goes down scoreless. It's 2-0 after 4.5. We'll be back.
Yep.
Gabe McCoy steps to the dish. It remains Barker on the dish.
Ball 1.
Gabe, his third plate appearance today. He has 2 walks so far.
Ball 2.
And starting out good here in this one, 2-0.
Yeah.
Drew has one of the RBIs. 1-0 comes in, outside 3.
Oh. Is this?
It's the same pitcher as last inning.
Okay.
So this is his second inning. Barker
There's
laces
strike
one down the middle. Anthony performance from Gabe McCoy, at least what we saw from him yesterday. 3 walks and then 1 piece of contact. That one's ripped down the left line to just foul.
Man, that was a good smack.
Yeah, Gabe was thinking extra bases.
That was, yeah, it was.
Instead, he heads to the plate for a payoff pitch, 3-2.
They've been smacking these balls so much. Gosh dang it.
Popped up, it's going to stay in the infield. Shortstop camping under it, and catch is made by, I believe, Nordic.
You're bad. You're bad. I just realized you're bad.
What?
Stop smiling.
Jared Hill, who made the catch.
Alan Johnson said that.
But
All I know is that Hudson's feet.
Hudson does have big feet.
Hudson does have big feet.
Hudson has massive feet.
There's ball 1.
And Drew Smith has great discipline.
But
Smith, the 1-0, comes inside. 2-0.
no. Weber has been putting in a lot of walks or balls today. You think?
I can give you numbers if you're
Let's
interested.
see. Yeah, let's see that.
So today they have only 3 walks issued. They have been getting, Pleasant Grove's done a great job getting deep in counts. They've only hit 1 guy, and that one's ripped to deep left field. Drew Smith on the back, on the track, at the wall. Can't make the catch. Smith rounds first. He's heading to second, and he will slide in safely. It's a 1-out double for Drew Smith. And it's a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Pleasant Grove. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm kind of glad he didn't hit that one over the fence. I kind of butchered the call a little bit. That would have been.
I hope you guys know Zane wanted me to do that, okay?
Doesn't make it any
Zane
better.
wanted me to do that.
So Smith's second hit of today's game.
Slater Scow up now to bat. That one goes right. Foul ball.
Scow has 2 groundouts today.
It feels like something happened over the break of these 2 days that this built this team up more.
I mean, yeah, Zane was talking about it a little bit. How you've seen a lot more contact from this team. Putting balls in play, even just fouling stuff off, and contact with the hitters. Drew wanted to go to third. He's not allowed to. Runners on first and second. That puts a force on every base but home.
So that's interesting because Van Haney's going to hit.
Yeah, so I doubt he's hurt.
Yeah,
again, we did see Tua get hurt a couple days ago, 2 days ago.
And he came back?
He came back just to hit. He's DHing today, I'm sure, because of that shoulder.
Yeah.
But Henry, he's pitching now, started the game at first. Takes a pitch.
Strike 1.
Henry with 1 walk and a single. The 0-1 is low. Oh, Smith is going, and he is throwing. That was a delayed steal.
That was way late.
I think he was just hoping he wasn't noticed, but Smith gets caught stealing. And he heads back to the dugout. So it's Scow on first, nobody else on now. with Mason Henry at the dish.
Weber fans wanted that strike.
It looked good. I'm
It
not
looked
very good
good.
at reading lips, but I could tell the catcher asked, "Is that up?" The umpire nodded. So Schmidt.
Here's the 1-1.
That one's outside, and that's going to send Scout a second on the passed ball. So Ethan Barker. Now that hurts even more with Smith getting caught stealing, because he could have, 2 runners in scoring position right now, second and third, with 1 out. Instead, you've got a man on second with just 2 outs. Henry almost gets hit. Count moves 3-1. Oh, that was ball 4.
Ball 4.
So Henry takes his base. Scoreboard was wrong, and I lost track. So Van Haney with the Rasputin walk-up song. He's grounded into a fielder's choice today and grounded out. So 2 ground outs, 1 into a fielder's choice. Then he was pinch ran for Henry. He already doesn't. They took him off pretty quickly.
Comes Keaton.
That is key, and it looked like a 3 to me, but I was very confused because Brock is on deck.
Yeah. Keaton coming out of the dugout to run he's actually insane.
Yeah, he pinch run early.
my
He got a
gosh.
stolen base.
He came through to the plate.
Well, he has a run today. He crossed the plate for Henry in the 4th inning, or the 3rd inning. I think it was the 4th.
Yeah, he's been a good base runner. Here's the 1-0. That one goes foul.
Acrobatics by Robinson to get out of the way of it. Nordic, no one's holding. A pretty big lead. So it's Scout at second, Nordic at first. Van Haney at the plate. The 1-1 is chopped into shallow left field, camping under it, and making the catch is the shortstop for the Warriors, Jarrett Hill, and that does it for the 5th inning. Himself in a lot of and out of a lot of trouble. For the Warriors is Barker, and we head to the top of the 6th inning. We'll say goodbye to GK for today.
Guys.
We'll see you when we see
When's the next home?
this team again. Well, next week they play, and we won't have streams.
Yeah, we won't.
But coming out of that, we play here at Westlake April 9th.
April 9th.
So we'll see you back here on the mic on April 9th. GK,
Okay, see
just
you
let
guys.
us know about Van Haney.
Yeah, I will.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. But for now, Mason Henry comes out for his 2nd inning of work as Van Haney flew out to end that inning and left 2 runners on. Very, very solid day from the dish, but from the mound. But Van Haney struggled with the dish, leaving stranding 4 today. And 0 for 3. You have to be glad with, he's just stranded 2. Wrong call. But Mason Henry comes in his 1st inning. He had one walk, stranded on the corners, and no damage done in the run column. Now he's here in the top of the 6th. Pleasant Grove's hoping they'll only have 1 more inning to hit, and they don't have to play a bottom of the 7th. But in the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Robinson, Baxter, and Wolfgram for Pleasant Grove. And right now, it's Abbott, Ches, and Schmidt for the Warriors, and they will face Henry. So a new first baseman for Pleasant Grove is Nash Bennett. Jaron Spencer is replaced. Drew Smith stays at 2nd. Baxter still at short, and Wilson still at 3rd. So the infield remains the same. Spencer comes out, Bennett comes in. Henry starts out the top of the 6th with the ball. And then follows it up, chopped to Bennett, who just came in the game and has to do some work early, getting his 1st out.
Dude, I cannot tell you how grateful I am for the weather today.
You feeling a little better?
Dude, last game, it was bad. It was cold.
I feel the opposite of you, actually. I feel like the last game was a little better than today.
You're weird.
Today, I feel like just has less wind. The flag is not moving at all. It's just sitting down. So no significant wind.
Womp womp.
We're sitting at 50 degrees today, though. So it is pretty good.
Last game was like 10.
It's 50 degrees, and I feel like you're a little off on that number.
Shut
But
up.
50 degrees and cloudy.
No rain.
Henry's
luckily.
1-1. High and outside. 2-1. Henry walked in the bottom half of the fifth inning, now top of the half of the sixth, and laces one near the edge, but just outside of it. The count moves 3-1. He's got to make his pitch here. Henry deals. God, on a missed. Looks like he fouled it back. Regardless, it's a strike. And the full count is grounded to first. So once again, Bennett having to scoop it time, and he'll step up back. So the second out for Henry here in this inning, and that brings up the catcher, whose name I forgot. It's Schmidt. Henry here in the top of the sixth. And time is called by Schmidt as Henry took longer than Schmidt wanted to. We gave you a little bit of a March Madness update yesterday in volleyball as there's strike one by Mason. A little bit of a March Madness upset right now. 11-seeded NC State is up 8 on Marquette, 20-12 for the first half. As Henry, it's a good slider. That's where you want that pitch to go. But a good eye by Schmidt keeps him in there, 1-1. That pitch fouled back, out of play towards the Cars.
Walsh ready. Strike.
1-2 is high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the Pleasant Grove up 2-0 here. Their final game before spring break. Strike 3. Schmidt had turned away, trying to keep himself from getting hit. Henry turned it up and turned it inside. His first strikeout today. And 2 innings of work. Good looking so far for Mason Henry. And Pleasant Grove will come in the bottom half of the 6th inning with Brock Robinson leading it off here on PGSN. You kept me muted, Zane. How about you? No, how about you kick us off? Kick us off here in the bottom of the 6th.
I don't know names.
It's Robinson.
Robinson steps up to plate. Ball 1. Ball. It says ball up there.
It's strike 1. Umpire called the strike.
Strike 1. Same thing.
Now a 1-1. Pitch one behind him. I'm letting you go. Here, the bottom of the 6th is yours.
Okay. It's popped up, and it is caught.
Yeah, shallow outfield, just at the edge. Catch is made, Robinson flies out to open up the inning.
I'm sorry, Alan. I didn't mean to keep you muted.
You good? I'm still letting you go.
Okay.
I didn't take offense to it. Saying this is all you little freshman boys got to learn.
Little freshman boy.
Little freshman boy.
Baxter stepping up to the plate.
Hey.
Hey!
I didn't have to tell you his name. Atta boy.
Almost hits him for ball 1.
I'll be your color. I'll be your help today. So back this half inning. Baxter's his 4th plate appearance of the day. He's 0 for 3, 2 groundouts and a fly out.
Oh my.
So he's kind of he's a fastball sandwich right now. One came way inside, one went way outside behind him. And now the catcher Schmidt wants to go have a talk. It's still Barker, who's been pitching since the beginning of the 4th inning. So he's in his 4th inning of work here. Or excuse me, his 3rd inning of work. Wolfgram on deck. And the 2-0.
Comes the pitch. Strike 1. Strike 1?
Yeah, strike 1.
Yeah.
That might have been just a little talk that he needed.
2-1 count. It's popped up. Far left field. And it's caught.
It's another good piece of hitting by Baxter. He's made contact all 4 times he's been up, just hasn't been able to get one to fall. 2 flyouts, 2 groundouts. And that brings up Wolfgram now. 3 plate appearances. He's been hit by a pitch twice and reached on error once. So gotten on every single time, but hasn't gotten a hit yet.
Just got hit twice.
R.J. Wilson, the lefty, on deck.
It's popped up. Oh, that went high. And it's caught.
Vikings go down in order, 1, 2, 3. That might be a pitch that Wolfgram wants back later in this game, but we'll see the Vikings send out a pitcher here to try and get this save. It's going to be Mason Henry. So with a 2-0 lead, if Henry can close it down, he'll exit the game with the save. Van Haney in line for the win. As GK is reporting, saying that there's no issue with Van Haney's arm. They just wanted to get Mason a couple innings and see if they can kind of ride this duo throughout the season. See if you can get, if you can get games where Van Haney goes 4 or 5 and Mason goes the other 2 or 3, you feel pretty good about that pitching duo.
If there's anyone in this stream that was in here on Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, yeah.
Just for your information, I did not go home and buy MLB, so it might be a while.
Before you beat me. It's going to be a while before you beat me even if you had bought it.
Play me in Madden or
I'll
2K.
I'll play you in Madden. I'll play you in both of those.
I'll destroy you.
As we head back to the top of the 7th inning, Pleasant Grove's hoping it's the last one. Or at least the last half. As it's Caden Lindholm.
1-0 count. Strike.
And you're right, 1-1. Right on, Mason Henry. Same defensive outline for Pleasant Grove. Henry throws that one in, and it's fouled off by Lindholm.
He looked like he wanted to kill one of the PG's coaches.
Yeah, it looks like he took aim. He fired. He was close. No shake, no flinch. Just calm movement from Pleasant Grove's coaching staff. Henry. A little too far outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Henry's 2-2. Strike 3. His second one today. And the first out here in the top of the 7th inning. Weber sends Jarrett Hill to the plate now. He's had a good day. And the man on deck is Rich Torman. So it's Jarrett Hill who quickly pops one up foul and out of play.
Straight to the cars.
Henry's 0-1. Strike 2. Great placement by Henry so far today. This is the first guy that Henry has faced twice. Jared Hill was the first guy he faced when he came in. Henry does a little spin after that one. Just didn't place it where he wanted to. Henry's third inning of work. The 1-2. Fouled off, out of play. Pleasant Grove still yet to use the lights in here at home. They don't use them normally. Henry, 1-2, strike 3, ring him up at the bottom of the zone. And the Warriors are down to their final batter. It's Ridge Torman. Their final out, I guess, not their final batter.
Henry's hoping to end it here.
Mason starts around with the ball. Henry's 1-0. Too low, 2-0. The 2-0 from Henry. Deals fouled back, straight back, 2-1. So 2-1, 2 outs. Pleasant Grove up 2-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1. Fouled straight back, 2-2. Weber down to their final strike. This has been a quick game. We're under 2 hours.
Really? Oh, we are.
Henry's 2-2 is too high. That moves the count full. Payoff pitch coming in. Torman at the dish. Shane Hansen, the manager for the Warriors. Meant to talk about him earlier. He's done a great job with this team. Henry's 3-2. Strike 3, ring him up. Ball game over. Pleasant Grove wins 2-0. Henry gets the save in 3 innings of work. 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Pleasant Grove snaps a 4-game losing streak and moves their record back to 500, 4-4 on the season. We will see you back here in Pleasant Grove on April 9th as Pleasant Grove takes on the Westlake Thunder in their first game of region play. To say goodbye to Hudson.
And I'm Zane Grothy.
And we will see you guys in a week and a half.